Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot back again with another review. And today I'll be doing a movie review of Man of Steel, the first movie of the DC Extended Universe directed by Zack Snyder.
But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
When Clark Kent discovers that he's an alien from another planet, he goes out to find out where he came from while also finding himself and trying to find his place in the world. He finds out that he's from a world called Krypton that was destroyed, which would make him the only survivor, or so he thought. As it turns out that General Zod and a few other survivors show up with plans to rebuild Krypton, but by doing that would mean destroying Earth. So now it's up to Clark, who eventually takes the name Superman, to stop Zod and save the world. Now, if I gotta be honest, I didn't really care for Superman at first when I was a kid, but the older I got, the more I learned about the character and actually took the time to read some of his comics, watch some of his movies, his shows, etc. He has grown to be one of my favorite characters. I have grown to appreciate what he stands for. I like that he's always wanting to do the right thing, and he pretty much represents the best people can aspire to be. And Zack Snyder, he's one of those filmmakers that is that's so divisive. Like, you either love him or you hate him. And I haven't seen all of his films, but the movies that I have seen so far, I either like or I just think it's okay. But I do like Zack Snyder as a director. So when I heard that he was directing the next Superman movie, and you got Christopher Nolan as the producer, who's also the same guy that directed the Dark Knight trilogy, I thought it sounded awesome. I couldn't wait to see it. And the more and the more I've heard about it, and the more I watched the trailers, like I was getting hyped for it, especially since the last Superman movie that came out, which was Superman Returns, and that came out in 2006. There were some things that in that movie that I liked, but overall it was a disappointment to me. Like, I was not a fan. So yeah, I could not wait to see Man of Steel. And finally, after watching it, I gotta say that this movie, while it does have its flaws, for what it was, I still enjoyed it. Now, this movie had a pretty solid cast. Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, although I don't think he was the best Superman, I don't think he was the worst either. I think he was a decent Superman. This version of Superman is a little more dark and serious, and though I would have loved to see a more lighthearted Superman, I honestly didn't mind this take all that much. There are some things about the character I feel could have been handled so much better, but I never really found myself hating this version of Superman. Amy Adams was good as Lois Lane. I thought the actress did a good job displaying the toughness and the sassiness that the character is known for. Russell Crowe plays Jor-El, and from what I can tell, Jor-El in this movie isn't that different from the previous versions, but still, I thought Russell Crowe did a good job playing the role. Kevin Costner plays Jonathan Kent. Now, with Jonathan Kent, or at least the version of the character that I'm used to, is someone who, while being protective, he was always okay with Clark using his powers and helping people. And I think Kevin Costner is a good actor, and I don't think he was bad in this, but I do have mixed feelings about this version of Jonathan Kent. On one hand, I think I understand what the movie was trying to go for with this character. Like, the whole thing of Jonathan being this overprotective father and fearing that the world wouldn't accept Clark if they knew about him being a superpowered alien, and that he'll be taken from him and Martha, and I get all that, I do, but I don't know, it's just not, it's not really Jonathan Kent to me. Now, I did like Martha Kent in this movie. I thought Diane Lane did a good job, and I liked the mother and son relationship between Martha and Clark. I mean, from the little screen time and the moments that they had, I thought there was some good chemistry there. Now, when it comes to the villain, though, General Zod, who's played by Michael Shannon, I thought was a great villain. And what's interesting about this character is that in this version of Krypton, everybody was genetically engineered to become something. So everyone was given specific roles, in which Zod's case is to be a soldier and to protect Krypton. So this is someone who was programmed at birth to be a warrior. He didn't really have a choice in life or grasp the concept of free will. So though Zod was cruel, he also comes off as kind of sympathetic. The story I thought was good, with this being an origin story, which honestly I don't think it was needed, but we see Superman as someone who is in a place where he seems lost and confused and hasn't got everything figured out yet, and just trying to find his place in the world. And I thought it was interesting, seeing Superman struggling with his identity, traveling around the world, going on this journey of discovery and just trying to find himself, and what I also like about the story and what this movie was trying to do was modernizing Superman and going for a bit of a realistic approach. Like, what if Superman was real and how would the world react? Which is something that was always brought in conversations, like what would happen if Superman was real, and I like the movie's narrative and structure. It reminds me a lot of Batman Begins, and I really like that the costumes in this, especially a Superman suit. He has, to me, one of the best looking suits. The soundtrack by Hans Zimmer I thought was good. The action was epic. I like how they showed Superman's powers. I thought the effects were well done. It was like seeing those action scenes of Superman in animation brought to life, while also giving off some anime vibes. Like it was like watching a Dragon Ball Z movie. Overall, I mean, I thought this movie was pretty good. I enjoyed the story. It looks good. The action was awesome. Like I said before, this movie does have its flaws, which is hard for me to talk about them without giving away too much, since this is not a spoiler review. But I don't think that this is the best Superman movie, but I don't think it's the worst either. So I would give Man of Steel a 4 out of 5. Now that is it for this video and my review for Man of Steel, and let me know what you think of the movie. This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot. More content will be coming out soon, but until then, take care everyone.